what did you do for toiletries, for haircuts?
We had
We
our
had
own barber.
this was a self-contained city. A man came in to pick up your laundry, like
So you had dry cleaning?
dry cleaning. You had the man come in to be the barber, who charged what, $1 or $1? That was
$1.
that
Was it
was
the
in
price of the day, or was he using toilet paper for tissue around your
I
neck?
don't know. And then we had the house doctor, Dr. Claffey, who would come in and visit those who were ill in the infirmary. You had your own infirmary, so there were no infirmarians to take meals to your room when you were sick, like the COVID thing we had this year. No, you went to
Was the infirmary still that building up
Yep.
behind the
2 floors,
kitchen?
run by Sister of all names, Restituta, a good name for someone who would restore you to health, one of the German nuns. And you didn't get in or out without her permission.
And the German nuns, did they stay in the old convent of the Upper
There are
Side?
2 places, both had. There were 2 convents, one up here and one down there.
Where was the convent down there? The ambulatory?
3rd floor,
The dorm above the refectory.
2 dorms above the
2
refectory.
dorms above the refectory was the convent.
The 2nd floor dorm was the last of the 2 open dorms for the new men. They were at right angles with each other on the 2nd floor.
What about supply? Was there toilet paper?
That
yeah.
was supply.
Or I should say
And-
toilet paper, mouthwash, toothpaste.
That was all yours.
The minor store.
We had the minor store.
The minor store was not a place where you would buy St. Charles Seminary T-shirts. It was a place where you would buy, soap and toilet paper.
Were they branded soap? I mean, did you have St. Charles soap and St. Charles
No, we didn't
toothpaste?
have that. No, we didn't do that either. And then the other store was the bookstore, which I ran, to the surprise of hardly anyone. And
Why was that not a surprise?
Because I must have been known for reading books or something. I was a new man.
So did you actually sell any of the books, or you just use them yourself?
They were textbooks.
No, all kinds, paperbacks,
Well,
everything.
yeah, but you bought your textbooks.
Yeah, you
too.
bought your textbooks there. And that allowed me to go to the faculty wing to see the professors, because A, I had to get a list of their textbooks, and B, because there was a discount if you ordered from the bookstore, they wanted the discount, so they would send me a note, order me this. And then you would have to deliver the books to
So
the
there's no Amazon. Where'd you get the books from?
we would write order forms, mail them to Simon & Schuster, New York City, and say, these are the books that we want. That's how it was done. So my job was to stock the bookstore. Jimmy Matteo in our class ran the minor store, and it was always somebody in 4th year, and he had 2 assistants from 3rd and 2nd year, and then you worked your way up. So I was with Eddie Adams, who is now Archbishop Edward Adams, and myself, and then Frank Rourke, the class after.
So did they name an archbishop because he had to train you, and that was a lot of effort, or was it?
I think that was the diplomatic corps. If he could handle me, he could handle anybody. So the strange thing that the bookstore sold was cigarettes.
Cigarettes.
Because smoking was prohibited until 1952 here. Until Cardinal O'Hara came out the first time to visit the seminarians, and he was a chain smoker. And he sat down at the dean's table in the refectory, and he starts smoking, and then he wants to put it out in the ashtray, and he can't find one. He says, "Where's the ashtray?" And they said, "Well, we don't have any because they can't smoke." He said, "They are now. They can now." So immediately cigarettes appeared from who knows where. And they had to find a place to store them. So the bookstore was the first of the stores you would run into. The minor store was farther down the corridor. So they just threw the cigarettes into the bookstore. And so it became the bookstore and tobacconist. So they would have pipes, cigars, cigarettes, and naturally, although I read books, I never smoked in my life.
Did you have like brandy sniffers and?
All kinds of stuff. So you would have to ask one of your classmates to be your assistant, and he was in charge of the smoking division of the bookstore.
And did the Archbishop Cardinal ever buy from you?
The faculty did. I was in class with Holy Joe McMullen, who was in charge of modern languages. And he came into class one day and said, "Collins," he says, "get me some ciggies." I said, "What kind for Camels?" They all smoked these non-filtered. No wonder they all died when they were in their 50s. So I had to go down to the bookstore, unlock the bookstore, get him a carton of Camels. And he gave me $3. So I came back with the cigarettes, put the cigarettes on the desk and sat down. He said, "Collins," he said, "you forgot something." I said, what, Father? He says, my dime. He says, they're 29 cents each, it's $2.90. I was going to walk away with a dime or something, so I had to put that back on the, I thought we'd get a tip. So we supplied the faculty with the cigarettes, sometimes during class time.
After class, between classes, when the bell rang, there was a rush to the back porch, St. Joseph's Courtyard. I probably could get cancer from secondhand smoke, because that's what they did between classes.
Now, you went to Rome after college, or after
Yeah.
year 6. Was it as restricted in freedom, or was it more freedom when you went to Rome?
It was structured, but it was the first 2 years was more like my experience here at Overbrook.
Would they have that, like their own minor store there too, that type of stuff, or
Yeah, and bookstore and things like that.
German nuns?
No, we had Swiss nuns. Madre Pasqualina, who was Pius XII's housekeeper, was the superior of the sisters who worked at the college.
There's a legend at the Casa that she brought birds from Pius. Is that the true legend?
I don't know that.
Well, he did have a parakeet. That was his companion. He never ate with anyone, Pius XII. He always ate meals alone, except for the parakeet. So that could be a true story.
Were the meals better in Rome and at the seminary? Or about the same?
Compared to Overbrook?
Compared to Overbrook?
Yes. We had pasta every day, which was,
Was it a 7-day cycle, or was
and
it?
wine was served with the meal.
That was forbidden here. We had an alcoholic drink once in the 10 years I was here.
For what?
The 100th anniversary of St. Charles Seminary,
The campus or the seminary?
the Overbrook. So what we're going to have this year, the 150th, I was here for the 100th. And for that one meal only, they had champagne.
One glass, or was
That was it.
how many toasts?
I don't know, no toast. They just filled the glasses with champagne. That was it. That was the only time I ever saw alcohol served at St. Charles. For the
Until you-
100th anniversary.
Until
So once
recently.
every 100 years.
Until you came back.
Until recently.